Oklahoma Forms uses interview pages to gather the information used to assemble your document. This tutorial demonstrates how to save the information entered during an interview into what is called an answer set. An answer set is simply a special kind of file that Oklahoma Forms uses to store the information that you entered during an interview, so the data can be reused in other interviews. For this tutorial, I will cover how to effectively use answer sets while drafting documents using Oklahoma Forms. From the main Forms menu, I will select the Will form. After selecting a form, you will land on the Answer Sets page, where you have several options to consider. One option is to create a brand new answer set, in which case you will be asked to name the answer set so that you can easily identify it later should you wish to reuse the answer set for another form. Creating a new answer set makes sense when you do not have any previously saved information in an existing answer set that you want to reuse. If you choose to create a new answer set, the interview will load for the form that you previously selected from the Forms menu, and none of the interview fields will contain any data. However, all of the data you enter throughout the interview will be saved in the new answer set that you created. Another option that you have is to load an existing answer set. So, for example, if you have created a will for a client and saved an answer set in the process, in order to avoid redundant data entry, you will likely want to reuse that answer set to create the same client's power of attorney. All of your existing answer sets are listed on this page. If you have a large number of existing answer sets, you can use the search box to locate the answer set that you are looking for. There are 3 action buttons associated with each existing answer set. Let's discuss what each action button is used for. Working from left to right, the first action button, which looks like an eye, lets you inspect the contents of the answer set file in list format. This may be helpful if you want to verify that the answer set is the one you are looking for before you load the answer set into the interview for the form. The middle action button, which looks like a single sheet of paper, is the most commonly used. This button loads the answer set into the interview for the form that you previously selected from the Forms menu. This is the button you will click if you want to reuse an existing answer set, such as in my previous example of reusing the answer set you saved when drafting a client's will when you draft a power of attorney for that same client. Finally, the action icon on the far right, which looks like 2 sheets of paper, is used to make a copy of an existing answer set and load the copy into the interview for the form that you previously selected from the Forms menu. This may be helpful if you want to branch an existing answer set so that you can edit the data in the new branch or copy of the answer set without overwriting anything in the original answer set. So, for example, if you have a saved answer set that includes all of your most frequently used choices for a particular form, you can create a copy of that answer set and modify the copy for a particular client without changing your existing answer set. There is one more option on the Answer Sets page that I want to mention before we move on, and that is the No Answer Set option. If you click this button, you will load a blank interview with no associated answer set. This option may make sense if you have no reason to save any of the information you are about to enter in the form interview. Okay, now that we have covered those features, let's have a look at what is happening with your answer set during the interview process. Once you have loaded an answer set, you will see the name of the answer set at the top left of the interview screen. At the top right of the interview screen, the answer set type will indicate if you are editing an existing answer set or if you are creating a new answer set. Under the answer set type, you see the option to turn on autosave. If autosave is turned on, each change you make in the interview is automatically saved in the loaded answer set. Autosave is on by default if you have loaded a brand new empty answer set. You also have the option to manually save changes by clicking on the disk icon right under the autosave box. Just under the answer set name, at the top left side of the interview is a field called Current Session. Anytime you make changes to an interview, this Current Session field will let you know whether or not your most recent changes have been saved in the answer set. The information you provide during the interview will be used in the document you are drafting regardless of whether you have saved your changes. But the information will only be available for reuse later if it has been saved to the answer set. Okay, I want to show you one more thing you can do with answer sets while inside of an interview. In the upper right corner of the interview window is an icon that looks like an A with some horizontal lines next to it. Clicking on this button will open an answer set summary that can be printed if desired. When you reach the end of an interview and your document has been assembled, you have one more opportunity to take an action regarding your answer set, and that is to create a copy of the answer set. This is just another way to copy an answer set and is in addition to the copy feature that I showed you earlier in this tutorial. Well, we have covered a lot of information in this tutorial on answer sets. I just have one more thing to cover before wrapping up. Earlier, I showed you the answer sets page that you land on after you select a form from the Forms menu. You can also reach a version of that page under the Answer Sets item in the top nav menu. If you expand that menu and click on My Answer Sets, you will see a page that looks very similar to the Answer Sets page that we saw earlier. However, this version has two different action buttons. In addition to the action buttons to inspect and to copy the answer set that we covered earlier, there are two new action buttons. The first new button looks like a pencil and paper. If you click this button, you will be given the option to edit the name of the answer set. From here, you can only edit the name, not the contents of the answer set. The contents of the answer set can only be edited from inside of an interview. The other new button looks like a trash can, and, as you can probably guess, it is used to delete an answer set. All right, we have reached the end of this tutorial on answer sets. I hope that you found it helpful and that you are now better prepared to use Oklahoma Forms to draft better documents faster